Hi everyone, welcome to Must Read Monday. My name is Dabney. I'm the young adult librarian with the Twin Lakes Libraries, and I use they, them pronouns. So, if you didn't know, June is Pride Month, so happy Pride! Just imagine there's like rainbows and glitter shooting all around me right now, because that's how I feel inside at the moment. So I have a lot of great books to share with you for Pride Month, and some of them I've probably talked about before, but that's okay. So to kick us off, I've got a couple of nonfiction books. We have a great selection at the Hancock branch, so please come over and check out our Pride display this month. We have so many good books. But these are a couple that I really like and like to recommend to people. So one is a quick and easy guide to queer and trans identities, and this is told with little comics. And snails are telling this, as well as some like forest creatures and humans. So it's mostly the snails telling you about queer and trans identities. And it's just very informative, easy to understand and follow along. So this is one I like to give to people who have questions, who are like, I don't really understand this. Or, if you're like questioning things about yourself, like this is a good starting point. This is one of my favorite books also, Queer Ducks and Other Animals, The Natural World of Animal Sexuality. So I learned so much reading this. It's very humorous, and it's got little comics and illustrations throughout as well, and interviews with different scientists to kind of like end each chapter. So this one, I highly recommend it. It's very, very interesting, and it has great titles like Doodlebugs, It Takes a Lot of Backbone to Come Out, or Does It? So this is great. Okay, so some fiction, getting into fiction. I'm going to do some recently read books. A lot of the time I'm reading books that haven't been published yet, so I get advanced reader's copies and I'm reading those. So like, I feel like all the books I've read recently have not come out yet, so I'll talk about them at a later date. But one that I read and absolutely fell in love with is Acker and Santi Were Here. This book is gorgeous. It's just really, really great. It's about two queer teens living in San Antonio, Texas. So Acker is non-binary and queer, and they end up dating, spoiler, they end up dating Santi, who is also queer. I'm trying to remember exact labels, but I cannot at the moment, so forgive me. And Acker is an artist who does like fabulous murals, and this, spoiler, is one of their murals. I love it. This is a great scene in the book, so get excited for that. And it's about their journey as an artist, trying to find their voice, and not be like pigeonholed into like what the art world wants them to do. And meanwhile, Santi is an undocumented immigrant, and so he's dealing with like all the stress that comes with that, and also worrying about his mother and his sister who are still in Mexico. So really good. This was a graphic novel I just read, Project Nought. So this is one, this creator, I have followed their work for years now. They have another webtoon you can read, and so I was very excited to see this one get published, so I had to check it out. It's sci-fi, which I love. It's futuristic. I want to say it's set like 100 years or more in the future, and in this society there's an institution that brings people from the past into this timeline to like basically give firsthand accounts of what life was like back then. But there is really sus things going on with that company, and you will find out more if you read this book, but it is really, really good. So Rin is our time traveler from 1996. Spellbound by F.T. Lukens. This one, first of all, I just love this cover, so beautiful. This is about two apprentices to two different magicians, and the magicians are rivals, so they don't really want their apprentices being friends, let alone becoming more than friends, which is an issue because feelings happen. That's a spoiler a little bit, I mean. And there's also some conspiracies going on with the magical consortium, and things are not all good in this world. So it's up to these apprentices and their magicians to try and figure things out. Speaking of magic, I love this series. It's the Scapegracers. So you got Scapegracers and then the Scratch Daughters, which I read recently, and it's very witchy, and one of the witches starts questioning their gender identity, especially in book 2, and also comes across another trans person who comes out to them, and I'm not going to tell you who it is because it's a big spoiler, but this one is just wow, this is like probably my favorite like witchy series that I've read. It's just very like kind of gruesome and gritty and just very visceral. Teens doing magic, and it's not pretty, but it's really, really awesome. And there is a book demon, so I love that. I love a book demon. The Long Run, this is contemporary. Totally one of my favorite books now. It's about Sebastian and Sandro, and so they are getting ready to graduate high school. It's a bro meets bro love story. Jocks in love. Great. And anyways, so one is doing track and the other does field, and they've never really been friends or talked. Sebastian is kind of like got a rep. He's not exactly like a nice boy just because of the people he hangs out with, but he starts distancing himself from this crowd and becomes friends with Sandro, and then it starts, questioning some things, and I don't know, it's just like very realistic, very heartfelt. There's humor, there's feels. It's really good. Speaking of another all-time favorite, The Darkness Outside Us. This is also by the author of Queer Duck, so nonfiction and then sci-fi, futuristic. This is a mind-blowing book. I just feel like everyone should read it because I was just like, what is happening? What is happening? I cried. I could not stop reading. I could not put this book down. But anyways, it's obviously set way in the future. The two remaining countries on Earth send these two guys into space on a rescue mission, but it becomes so much more than that. It is just, you will not be prepared at all. Definitely read this one. And then another sci-fi, Gearbreakers duology. Rebels fighting against the system, giant robots going out and killing people, but then you got the Gearbreakers who are taking out the giant robots, which is so cool. There's all kinds of things happening. Secrets, betrayal. It's really amazing. So those are my books. Please come check them out, and I'll see you next time. Bye!